get a quick look through the grid, we'll leave you to view that yourselves at home as we join Alberto Puig, Honda team manager, Joan Mir 7th, Luca Marini with potential surely from 13th on the grid. What potential do those two have? Let's get the thoughts of Alberto with Jack.
Yeah, you'd have to say a frustrating Saturday morning for both Honda guys. Joan and Luca looked extremely fast on race rhythm. Qualifying, I guess, didn't go to plan. Alberto, what's going to be possible here for the pair of them?
Well, yeah, it was a pity to qualify because we frankly we expected more, but things are how they are. And only problem of this is, I mean, Joan still, because he's third row, but for Luca, fifth row is not that easy, but both they got the rhythm and their bikes are more or less working.
So then, Pecco Bagnaia for just the third time in 2025 finds himself in pole position as his customer of the factory Ducati. He's been here before, pole in 2023 and in 2024. Lights out, we're racing in the sprint here then in Malaysia. It's a great start from that pole position by Pecco Bagnaia, who's going to lead the field down this long run into turn one. Further back, looks like this contact between Zarco and Polespargaro. Corsa has been really strong off the line, up into third place from fifth. Alex Marquez in second. Alex Rins is getting hung out to dry on the factory Yamaha on the outside of turn one. He's on the inside going through two. It looks like Rins has already lost a few places off the line.
Aldeguer getting a bit boxed in there behind Joan Mir, who's made progress on the factory Honda. One of the other KTMs as well. It must be Polespargaro further back who's attacking. Morbidelli up the inside then of Quartararo for fourth place.
That KTM is an absolute missile off the line. Is there a cost to started this sprint? He clicked up through the gearbox on that long one down the first corner. He was up into P3, so he's locked in then behind Bagnaia and Marquez as we go through six on lap one.
Alex Marquez already right up behind Pecco Bagnaia. Looks like he wants to make a move in the early stages. Mir was attacking once again. I think that time he was having a go back on Aldeguer, who'd passed him partway through this first time. They're battling for 6th and 7th ahead of Zarco and Polespargaro.
As we get a quick look through the grid, we'll leave you to view that yourselves at home as we join Alberto Puig, Honda team manager, Joan Mir 7th, Luca Marini with potential surely from 13th on the grid. What potential do those two have? Let's get the thoughts of Alberto with Jack.
Yeah, you'd have to say a frustrating Saturday morning for both Honda guys. Joan and Luca looked extremely fast on race rhythm. Qualifying, I guess, didn't go to plan. Alberto, what's going to be possible here for the pair of them?
Well, yeah, it was a pity to qualify because we frankly expected more, but only problem of this is, I mean, Joan still, because he's third row, but for Luca, fifth row is not that easy, but both they got the rhythm and their bikes are more or less working.
So then, Pecco Bagnaia for just the third time in 2025. Lights out, we're racing in the sprint here then in Malaysia. It's a great start from that pole position by Pecco Bagnaia, who's going to lead the field down this long run into turn one. Further back, looks like this contact between Zarco and Polespargaro. Corsa has been really strong off the line, up into third place from fifth. Alex Marquez in second. Alex Rins is getting hung out to dry on the factory Yamaha on the outside of turn one. He's on the inside going through two. It looks like Rins has already lost a few places off the line.
Aldeguer getting a bit boxed in there behind Joan Mir, who's made progress on the factory Honda. One of the other KTMs as well. It must be Polespargaro further back who's attacking. Morbidelli up the inside then of Quartararo for fourth place.
That KTM is an absolute missile off the line. Is there a cost to started this sprint in fifth, and immediately as he clicked up through the gearbox on that long one down the first corner, he was up into P3, so he's locked in then behind Bagnaia and Marquez as we go through six on lap one.
Alex Marquez already right up behind Pecco Bagnaia and looking like he wants to make a move in the early stages. Mir was attacking once again. I think that time he was having a go back on Aldeguer, who'd passed him partway through this first time. They're battling for 6th and 7th ahead of Zarco and Polespargaro.
Good move that by Mir. It looked like it was a good move, at least from Mir. This time around, he's going sideways. He's almost speedway style there to get through on Aldeguer. And now around the outside of his fellow Spaniard, going through 10 and 11. What a first lap this has been between Mir and Aldeguer. Likewise between Quartararo and Morbidelli. No quarter given between the two former factory Yamaha teammates.
Yeah, they're getting well and truly stuck in. Morbidelli's now going to be wide through 13, and Quartararo will get the run on him into 14. Quartararo just wants some empty tarmac because look at the top three breaking clear.
Yeah, while this lot behind the top three are bashing each other up, bashing fairings. Bagnaia, Alex, Marquez and Acosta are checking out at the front of this sprint. Once again, side by side, it's Quartararo, Mir and Morbidelli. Mir's going to the inside line on Quartararo on the brakes into turn 15. Morbidelli goes really wide. It's multiple lines going through that final corner. He might pick up a better exit there, Morbidelli, but Mir briefly got through.
And Acosta through, and Alex Marquez out of picture into the final corner too. Alex Marquez attacking back straight away. That's given Bagnaia a little bit of breathing space at the front.
Yeah, over the line, his advantage was almost half a second anyways. Alex cuts to a late apex going through turn one. Mir then has been busy on that first lap. Mir up into fourth place from seventh on the grid.
Morbidelli was carving Quartararo up again into turn two. Mir's now breaking clear for them. Fabio Quartararo, I can already predict what he's going to be saying at the end of the sprint. Frankie Morbidelli cost me too much time on that one.
Phillip Island winner Ralph Fernandez is having a nightmare. He's down in 17th place at the moment. There's been no great forward progress made by the winner of our last two sprints, Bezzecchi, who's up in 13 as Aldeguer sends it on the inside of Quartararo down through that scary left-hander of turn 5. That's confidence from Aldeguer. Brilliant move.
So it was Alex Marquez going wide into the final corner that let Acosta through, and then Alex of course took it back again, got himself a better run, not that he intended it, on the main straight. So that's why Bagnaia
at the moment he's been passed in quick succession by Bezzecchi and Bastianini. So Rin's now dumped back into 14th place. Marini has just got himself up inside the top 10. He's passed fellow Italian Di Gianantonio further back. Digi, who started in 8th place, is going the wrong way in the early part of this sprint.
Joan Mir did a 58.2 on the last lap, only a 10 slower than Bagnaia. Fastest lap of the sprint. He was
spot on the third row of the grid. Not a disastrous. Bezzecchi sends it on the inside of Digia into the bottom gear turn 9. You've got to be millimetres precise there. So easy just to tuck the front on entry and then mid corner going through that tight left hander. We've seen 58.669. In fact, Alex, Acosta and Mir all doing 58.6s on that last lap.
Bagnaia is in a completely different race to everyone else at the moment, doing low 58. We remind you, Pecco Bagnaia was second last in the sprint last Saturday in Australia. Only Michele Pirro, the Ducati test rider, was behind him. Fast forward 7 days and Bagnaia is going from the back to the very front.
32 seconds. Yes, 32 seconds he finished behind Bezzecchi, the checker flag, in that sprint in Phillip Island last weekend. This is textbook Bagnaia, though, isn't it? Get the dynamic launch away from pole position. It's creeping down between Acosta and Mir for the final place on the podium. Bezzecchi now having a good fight with Marini. He's going to go in wide there, though, isn't he? Marco Bezzecchi just cutting and sticking through the inside line. That was the number 10 on the factory Honda, so Bezzecchi's going to have to do all that hard work over again. This is the battle for 10th place. Polisparga at the moment, replacing Viñales, is in the last point scoring position, so this is alien territory as far as he is concerned. We're on board briefly with Aldeguer, looking ahead to Morbidelli. They're going to drop anchor now into this first gear turn 9, coming from a long way back goes Aldeguer. Mir's crashed. Mir's gone down. Well, unfortunately, once again Alberto Puig and the HRC squad with their head in their hands, they rock back in the chairs and they can't believe it, as once again just sliding off the edge of that front tyre goes Mir as he got the power on coming out of turn 9 just as he was making a big threat for Acosta and Alex ahead of him. Sideways once again he was going into that night.
To go again tomorrow, once again showing his pace, but unfortunately for Mir, as we've seen a lot in Honda colours, not seeing the checkered flag. So Bezzecchi now fighting for a point in this sprint. Both he and Marini have now passed Zarco, who started this lap in 8th place. He's now out of the points in 10th, so it's Polisparga who's now 7th, Marini 8th, and Bez in the points in 9th.
Some battle this, isn't it, as Zarco tries to retaliate on Bezzecchi as they run down to the first corner. Bez just too strong on the front end of that factory Aprilia. Big gang right behind Polisparga as Bastianini then now goes through on Di Gianantonio, who's having a real poor sprint, isn't he? Digia started it in 8th place. He's now been dumped back down to DNF in sprints and Grand Prix for Joan Mir. 44, which is quite a remarkable number when you actually think about it, and pause to think about that high number as Bezzecchi once again has a raid on the inside of Marini. The two Italians go side by side as they drop down towards the 200 km/h turn 12. Bezzecchi has got the upper hand on this occasion, so he can now set about chasing down Espargaro. That's in 7th place, so successive sprint podium for Ralph Fernandez. That has never looked like materialising, has it at all, on the sprint ceremony in Manalik and Phillip Island. At the moment, Ralph Fernandez is a long way off the pace, down in 13th place. Almost 13 seconds he is back of Bagnaia. Aldeguer. It's coming, isn't it? It is coming, surely. Now we know that Acosta, well, he's so good at defending, he's so good at blocking, but can even Acosta resist this from Aldeguer? He's going to dart to the inside line. Down we go into turn 9. We've seen how strong Aldeguer is on the brakes into this bottom gear. Tight left-hander, easy as you like. Nothing that Acosta could do about that. Aldeguer then seizes the bronze medal position.
Yeah, Aldeguer got such a run at him through 8 that Pedro Acosta had absolutely nothing by way of defence for that. As soon as Aldeguer seized the inside line and was able to pull right up alongside him before they even braked for turn 9.
Of these MotoGP battles, so often you see him 4th or 5th places. He's getting a little bit frustrated. But Bagnaia blasts the sprint here in Sepang as Alex Marquez crosses the line, and we do have history. It's a Mark and Alex 1-2 in the MotoGP World Championship in 2025. What a moment, what a milestone. I'm sure back at home recovering, he made it look easy. Certainly wasn't, but a great job by Pecco Bagnaia. He acknowledges Alex Marquez having taken second in the stats.